Howdy y'all, hope you're having a good day. Silver Trade here again with another video. GameStop's implied volatility hasn't been this slow since right before we moved to $80 per share. And XRT is at 383% short. So the green bar going up is people buying calls, the green bar going down is people selling calls, and same thing with the red bar. Red bar going up means people are buying puts, red bar going down means people are selling puts. We had a lot of calls being bought at one point, a whole bunch at another point, but lately we've been seeing a lot more selling in the calls and even more puts bought today than calls. And this is the last 1 month. Here's the chart for just today. So I guess we had more call volume than put volume. And really quick, Intel is down nearly 20% in after hours because they're laying off like 10,000 plus people. I believe we're right about here with the Roaring Kitty memes. And I also believe that we're going to have a little bit more of a move to the downside, maybe even to 1783 before we see a really good move to the upside. But we'll talk about that in just a minute. This guy has tried to DRS his shares 3 times and it hasn't worked out for him. And that's probably because there are tons of people out there with, a lot of money and they're just buying up shares. Every day they get the chance to. This guy's got 1.8 million in there. I mean, oh my goodness. I tell you all the time, there's people posting these every day. Like every day, and there's a ton of them. But please remember, none of this is financial advice, and this video is made for entertainment purposes only. Ryan posted this today. Kamala and Trump 2024. If y'all can make anything of this, please let me know. Let's not forget International Beer Day is tomorrow. It could be this emoji. And for anybody who's curious, this is a $10 bag of popcorn at AMC. It wasn't even being talked about in a thread for AMC, it was about money. And this is in Texas. Even with our move down today, even though we broke the support that we've been holding for so long and so well, we're still above the 50% on the RSI on the weekly. On the daily, we're riding the Bollinger Bands down. And after riding the Bollinger Bands, it's quite common for the stock to move in the opposite direction. The 200-day moving average is at 1718 right now, and that might be where GameStop needs to head before it gets all of the volume and liquidity that it needs to really make its own move. We have now had 5 red days in a row, by the way, which, as you can see down here, isn't really super duper common. And we're still at very low volume, under 10 million. When normally our average volume is a lot closer to about 20 at least. When you look at the weekly, at about 1950 is the midline, and then down here at about 1706 is the 50-day moving average. And that's another reason I think we need to head to about $17, because just like over here with the daily, 1718 for the 200-day on the daily chart, and then on the weekly chart, also right about at $17 is the 50-day on the weekly. It could probably move down there and still be above the 50 on the RSI. It might kiss it, and that might be exactly what it needs to start its move. But seriously, long term, they're doing so many amazing things with GameStop. I'm very excited to see what happens with the company, but please remember, none of this was financial advice. But GameStop is looking great. And as you can see on the weekly, our volume has just been decreasing week over week. With so many people watching this, the volume is going to step back in eventually, but that is just a total guess. But now that we broke through the $23 support, we're probably going to be heading down for a little while. I don't know if we'll all the way head down to $17. And if we do head to 17, I really think it'll just kiss it for a second. But anybody that sees GameStop below 20 sees it as a deal. But please remember, none of this is financial advice. And there's very strong support at 20. Let's not forget, too, that Ryan Cohen owns about 10% of the entire float. That's his salary, and that's how he's going to make money out of this whole thing. Seriously, guys, just give it time. I'm very excited to see what happens with the company. But I really appreciate y'all watching. God bless you and have a great one.